Okay. So guys, do you have any questions yesterday regarding yesterday's session about RAML?
Venkat,
Yeah, tell me.
I do not have any questions about yesterday's, but while I was practicing the first mule RAML project,
Okay.
I have one doubt.
Yeah.
While I was doing, I
Hmm.
got an error like
Hmm.
the va- something
Hmm.
the value cannot be scalar or something. I got an error while I was doing.
What you did?
So
What you
the
did?
day
What was
before
the use
class,
case? What was the use case you did? That's fine. I understood. You didn't practice RAML, so you don't have any question. So about first, you were saying about, I mean, earlier basic you practiced, right? What was the error you are getting? Exact that stack trace, and what was the scenario you did? What was the use case you did?
while I was doing in API designer, uh, while I was
Okay.
entering query parameters,
Uh-huh.
I'm getting error like it cannot be a scalar. Scalar.
Okay. 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 So just
What does it mean?
yeah, yeah, understood. Actually, while doing RAML, I will show you that part. So when you'll get it, that part, that type of issues. If you see here, we should follow this some type of hierarchy kind of thing here. So if you are missing that time also, I didn't say exact issue, but whatever you're saying. So we get sometimes like that issue actually. If you see here, this is the source, right? Exact source we have to. If any other source, you have to keep it. So we should follow the hierarchy actually. Here is the source, right? After that source, we have to leave it one tab space. One tab space.
Venkat, Venkat,
Yeah.
I cannot see your screen.
Sorry,
See your
I didn't
screen.
share the screen. Forgot to share. So actually, I'm not sure exact issue what was that you are facing. So it you meant to say it was saying like it's not scalar, right? So I suspect like see we should follow the hierarchy actually. If you see here, this is the source, right? This is the resource. After that resource, we have to leave one tab space. After method name, again we have to leave one tab space. Description. So then straight after description and query parameter should be same line. After that response should be same line. If you see inside of query parameters, again we have to leave one tab space. Again here same straightforward you have to keep it. Like that we should follow the some hierarchy while writing the AML. So AML means nothing but a RAML, right? So in the RAML you have to use AML kind of language. So we should follow this hierarchy. Otherwise we'll face such type of problems actually. Okay, can you share me that whatever you did it, right? So I will try to execute my local. If I face the problem, I will rectify it and I will share that part. Is that fine? Can you share me in
Yeah,
offline?
it's
Can you share me in offline? So I will do that. I will work on it. So I will rectify that issue if I face that same issue in my local. So then I will send the solution for you further. Is that fine?
yeah. I followed that hierarchy, but on
Okay.
the query parameters, while I am giving a string, I'm getting an error like it cannot be a scalar.
Okay. Which version you are using? 1.0 or it's 0.8? I'll just open and check it. Which version you are
It's
using?
0.8, I guess.
When you are getting while saving time you are getting.
Yeah, while I'm entering name question mark colon string, it is not taking string while I am giving string. I don't
Okay.
know why.
I will give my presenter to you. Can you share your screen? Can
Okay.
you share your screen?
You can see. Can you see my
Yeah,
screen now?
I can see go to meeting URL. Yeah, open that. Any points to do?
Oh, it's 1.0.
Yeah, click that.
Here I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving
Just your
string.
range. You save it.
Here it shows name cannot be a scalar.
Okay, node owner name cannot be scalar. Where is the owner name?
But even if I remove this,
Hmm.
but
It was
it's
executing.
getting execute. Yeah, it's getting executing, and while here I can see the string.
Save it.
Here while I do this mopping,
Hmm.
but here I can see the string names. It is taking strings here.
Okay, okay. By default, it was taking string. Can you keep it 1.0 top? That version is 1.0. Can you keep it 1.0? Can you go and give the string? Give some space, then enter the string after colon. After colon. String.
Okay.
That is
Now,
a version problem, man. Okay.
yeah, no, yeah,
So now mock it. Mock is working fine, right?
yeah, now it's okay. I will stop the screen sharing and you can continue.
Okay. Okay. Take it. Thank you. I'm taking the control. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Now enter.
Now.
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So now today we are our agenda is today I'm planning to discuss about database thing. So there's a database connector is there now. So we are talking about that database connector. So this is also important session. I don't know somebody are not joining. Okay, anyway. Okay, so you people are aware of database, right?
It, Venkat, we still did not get the recordings, Venkat.
Yeah,
Dharma,
sorry.
are you able to get the recordings?
Yeah, I got that. I got both the recordings.
You got the recordings?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not get it.
Maybe you
I don't
forget it,
know.
I guess. I shared every day end of the session, so I shared it actually. No, no. Can you check with
The
the?
ones I got was the Java ones. I mean, after that, I did not
Oh,
receive
that
it.
was the. Might be he forget to add that people, I guess. Might be he forget to add your
Oh,
name.
okay.
So
Okay.
try
Can
to
you
get.
remind him, Venkat?
Actually, yeah, sure. I will ping in WhatsApp. I'll ping in
Okay.
WhatsApp today.
Thanks.
Okay. Guys, actually today we are going to discuss about database related stuff. Can you people aware of database at least MySQL or else Oracle kind of thing? Because we need to work on that little bit queries. So we need to
Yeah,
work
I know
on that.
PL, SQL, and
And
Oracle.
great, so that's fine. So the basic knowledge is enough, guys, but generally in real time, so people are trying to create procedures because they will expect some input parameters, then we are getting some output parameters from the procedure. Because why people prefer procedures? So nowadays, so data will get multiple tables, not only single tables. Generally, we'll use joins also, but people preferred procedures while doing integration time. So in the procedure, so we'll give some in parameters from the procedure. They will do whoever working on the database exclusively. So they will work on the procedure logic and all. So they will give that procedure name and all information. If you're not aware that procedure, that kind of backend coding. So generally they will share us in real time. But so a little bit queries, I told you earlier while starting these sessions and all. generally parallelly will start the work. Actually back end guy, he will start the work, front end guy, whoever consumer, right? So he will start his work, so our work also will start parallelly. So if procedure is not yet ready, right, procedure, so might be this it contains more
Do they
more.
expect us to write the procedure, or do they just share the procedure name, and if we are able to understand the procedure,
Yes,
is that
actually,
good?
yeah. So we should aware on that. Because why? Because so suppose that procedure is not at ready, we are depending on him, right? So that's why at least
Yeah.
if we are idea, then we'll create a mock-up procedure. Under that we keep a mock data. So then we'll try to hit the procedure. Then whenever the procedure is ready, we'll change the procedure and then we'll try to hit the procedure. That's what I'm trying to say. You are getting right? Because we can't stop our work based on him, right? Well, there is such type of dependencies that while trying to do this type of integration work. So that's why we are using Postman client, REST client. So generally integration is end-to-end integration happen, right? But without ready, without that code doesn't happen from the back end or else front end, we need to check our service, if that service is working or fine. So that's why we are using those tools, front end tools, like for checking REST calls, REST API, Postman client and all. For checking back end also, at least we should have idea to create the mock-up data. You are getting right what I'm saying? So that's what
Yeah.
yeah, so we have to create mock-up data, we have to create procedures, we have to create tables and all. So whenever there the real procedures as real-time procedures or as real-time tables available, then we are trying to hit that. So until unless we can't stop our work, actually we have to finish our services, because we are following agile methodologies and all, right? So every day we have to show some effort, work effort, right? So that's what I'm trying to say here. So that's why it's better to have so some knowledge on the procedures. Then nowadays we are using NoSQL database, guys. Previously we have Oracle, MySQL and MongoDB, this kind of structured query language, SQLs, right? So nowadays we have high visibility databases like NoSQL database, HBase, right? Hadoop system, then Cassandra also one of the database, then MapRDB. So many databases are there, NoSQL databases. So we should at least we should have idea on that. So that's what I'm trying to say here. So here is the database, guys, MySQL. I'm trying to connect with MySQL database. Once you install the MySQL database, try to download from the Google MySQL client. So then whenever you install, right, so after that you will get like this, guys, that command prompt will get like this. 5.6 is the latest version. So trying to hit this, it will ask the password. So whenever if you give a if you change the password, then you have to remember, then you have to enter. If not give, so by default it's a root is the password, ROOT, root is the password. So then we'll get like this. So MySQL prompt will get it. So then here, according to this MySQL, so there are some commands are there. We have to follow that command. Show databases. If you want to say list of databases, you can see like this. Show databases. Then so in the database, I mean, so many people trying to connect this same SQL, right? SQL server, right? I mean, MySQL. This is one of the instance in the server. So many databases are there. So that's why we can create our own database based on the project, right? Suppose we are in a dev environment, so multiple projects are parallelly running in dev environment. Everybody have create one database in the same instance, right? So that's why you have to create a separate database here. So how to choose the database? Use my database is company, so that is a database. Use company, then database got changed. So then you can see show tables. There is a command for showing the list of tables. So remaining things is same, guys. What you people are aware on the SQL queries, right? Say select, update, insert, right? Delete, same queries. But compared to PLSQL and this little bit return types are different. Apart from that, everything is same. So that is about backend part. Okay, so once you install that, just open that, create a database, and then one more thing, guys, we have to give permissions for the your database also. Once you create the database, simple command create database name. After that, so we have to give permissions to the whatever the user you are going to use, right? So that user we have to give the permissions also for particular that schema. Otherwise, you can't able to access, right? So I mean, whatever the user you are giving, that user you have to give the permission to particular database. So that's what I'm trying to say. So coming to front end, so that a MuleSoft end, once you prepare the back end, right, whatever you want, the table or else procedure, whatever it is, Once that is done, so coming to front end here, so first we'll see the insertion, after that update or and then procedure also we'll see. So first thing is, so here is the thing. So here we have a database called database connector in the palette. So first we'll say the insert db insertion. So this is the database connector. Just search for the database. Okay, by default it is there. So just drag and drop this database connector. Whenever you are drag and drop, right? So we have to create a configuration here. So here we are using a MySQL database, guys. So I will try to open the global elements configuration. So whenever you create a configuration, right, that will come under the global elements because it's a common. One time you have to create the configuration, several times you will use it, right? So that's why it is in the global element. I'm trying to edit this. Observe here. So this is the configuration required for this. So generally we have to give a dynamic, but I just hard coded here. So I already one session I gave guys that how to pick from the API properties. Then we'll see after 2-3 sessions we'll see the environment specific also. So until we just hard coded here. So host name, then port name, so then port number, then user, and then password also. So whatever the password and username so you created, right, so that you have to pass it. So then company is my database name here. After that, one more thing guys here, so whatever the database you are using, that database connector we have to pass here. Suppose I'm using MySQL database, so that particular connector we have to pass it, guys. So according to, if you people are aware on the Java thing, same thing guys here also. So here if you see Java, we have different types of drivers are there, right? So like thin driver, sun driver, like that, right? So we are using thin driver, that is nothing but type 4 driver, right? According to Java terminology, that is a type 4 driver. If you see here, there is a sun driver also there, that is nothing but a type 1. So driver means, what is meant by driver here? It is a bridge between, bridge between your database and again whatever the front end you are using, that is nothing but our MySQL, right? So that is nothing but a bridge kind of thing. So it is trying to establish the connection between whatever the database you are using, the database, and again our MuleSoft, right? So that is a driver here. So we have a built-in classes are available, and then built-in methods are available. So those whole information where it is available under MySQL driver, that whole information is available, guys. So that's why we have to download that MySQL connector, whatever the database based on your database. If you are using a SQL, PLSQL, right, Oracle, so then you have to download OJDBC6 jar file, guys. OJDBC6 jar file. So that jar file you have to download, then you have to keep it into the class path. I will try to show where you have to keep it. So we can create a lib folder under project, guys. So there is a weak one. So in that, so we are trying to create a folder here. This is my lib folder. I just keep it here. So then you have to add class path, guys. Build path, add to build path. That we have to do it. So I guess I already did it actually. So then it should available in the your class path, your project class path. You see here under the properties file, build path, and that libraries, see this, there is available in my class path actually. So that's why whatever the drivers you are using, right, that drivers information, so that is available at our end actually. Whenever you keep this MySQL connector in the where in the class path, so then that whole information, whatever the related to MySQL, right, that information already built in classes and all, so that information is available at our end. So when after keeping that jar file into the class path, so that is the first thing. So once you add that whole configuration, right, you can check here itself, guys. No need to deploy your application, no need to execute, I mean after entering the URL then check it. No need to do whole thing actually, no need to deploy your application. So there is a, in the configuration window, so you provide a button called test connection. If you click it, right, so it will give it actually is that successfully connected or not. So like that we can able to check it, so connection is establishing or not. If you are passing something wrong, right, suppose there is company 11, I am trying to pass the database. If the database is not available, then it will give the clear error, guys. See this, the test connection got failed in the internal domain connection creation exception. So means we are getting a SQL exception, right? Whenever you get the SQL exception, right, we have to see clearly it was saying unknown database company 11. So whenever you are getting that exception, we have to catch in a catch block. We'll see that next session how we'll catch that type of SQL exception. So when you keep it wrong things here, it will clearly say us. So that is a problem. So then change it accordingly. So we can re-enter that. We can test the connection. Everything is successfully connected. So then next step, guys. This is the one thing we have to add the things, right? So then next step is here. So here we'll get all the operation, guys. Whenever that connector we will drag and drop, will create that configuration and all, we'll get these options: upset, insert, delete, stored process, bulk execute, and execute EDL. So these type of operations will get. So you people are aware CRUD operation, right? Create, delete, and so that kind of CRUD operations you people are aware. So here we'll do bulk execute also. So the type of operation based on your requirement, client requirement, whatever the operation you want, right? That operation you have to choose it. First we'll discuss about the insert. After that, so once you choose the operation here, so next step is type of query, guys. Parameterized query, dynamic query, from template query. So we have three types of queries, right? So compared to the Java, so in Java also if you observe different types of queries, guys. Further to use a interface is called statement. If you are aware on the Java code, so Java database connection statement. Next one is prepared statement. Observe, guys, prepared statement. Next one is callable statement, guys. So these are the three types of interfaces in the Java, guys. So based on our type of query, actually, if you are using a statement, then it's kind of a normal query, dynamic. It's normal dynamic query. If you are using a prepared statement, right? So that is nothing but a parameterized query. I will tell you the difference. Parameterized query. If you are calling any procedures, right, that time you go for callable statement. Like different types of interfaces are there. So in our MuleSoft also, so based on that, so based on this, these already written the code inside, guys. So that's why here we have a types of queries. So there is a dynamic query, so parameterized query, then from template, guys. So first one is dynamic query, guys. When you keep it a dynamic query, it's kind of normal query, guys. There is no difference actually. So like whatever select star from EMP, will write the type of query here. So while where condition also, it will go directly whatever the information you are keeping, right? Suppose here I am passing like this. Here whatever the value you are passing, right, as it is it will go, guys. It won't change any in between that actually. So but in case of parameterized query, what happened internally, it will change the logic, guys. Means it will change the, means compared to the dynamic query. So this one is parameterized query is the secure. So how it is secure? So now you are passing insert into persons where person ID. So these are the columns, values we are passing 101. So these are the information we are passing. So generally we have to pass dynamic values, but here I'm showing as a hard coded content, right? So trying to insert one record here in the database. What is the table name here? Person. So compared to the dynamic query, what was the difference in this parameterized query? So guys, whenever you're trying to insert this query, it won't show any data here internally. Internally what happened? It won't show any data. So wherever the data is there, it will keep it a question mark, guys. How it will show? Internal thing I'm trying to explain, guys. So in parameterized query, same thing happened in the Java also. So it will go like this, guys, internally. So how many values are there? So each value is nothing but one question mark here. So that question mark we have to fill inside. Okay, so like this it will go, guys, while using a parameterized query in the Java. So but internally it will happen same thing, guys, but while seeing externally we are giving values, while inserting the data it will go like this. That's why because of that only it was secure. So then here what happened, each and everything set the string, right? In the Java I'm talking about, set string, right? That's set string value, what are the value it is, set integer, based on that integer if it is a set integer, like that will pass all the values, guys, in the Java I'm talking about. So similarly here internally what happened, whenever you pass that values, right, it will go as with a question mark actually, means in between it got changed, and again while inserting time it will set it whole logic. So he written inside actually. So that was the difference between dynamic query and again parameterized query. If you keep it a dynamic query as it is, it will go. If you keep it a parameterized query internally, in the middle itself, it won't appear because we are trying to secure that one. So while inserting time, whatever the values are there, in place of question mark, that value get inserted actually. So that was the difference here. So next one is from template, guys. What was the difference between template and other things? If you choose a template, see here, we'll get one more window here. Here we can pass that different queries, guys. Means we can add the parameters here. Whatever the parameters we are getting, right? So here keep on add it actually. First parameter, second parameter, third parameter, like that. Here is the value you can get it actually. If you observe here, difference is while passing the values are different, guys. If you see previous one, the parameterized one, here is the values you are passing, right? Here is the values you are passing. If you give it a template query, from the template it will get it actually. If you see here, click the plus symbol, so then here enter the query, or else you can pass the parameters here. So suppose in the query we are passing some parameters like where query, where in that 3-4 parameters we are trying to pass it. So then you can add it, guys, parameter name, so the dynamic value. It will support the expression actually, mule expression. We can pass the multiple values. We'll see one example on this also. So there is a template query. So there is a different types of query here. So first we'll see this parameterized one. Is it clear, guys? That is a configuration, guys, about the database connector. So here is the database connector. So it will support, it will act as a generic database connector, guys. Suppose here, if you open this database here, then try to edit this. Here is the thing. It is the thing. If you see here, now we are passing all the values like this, right? Database configuration, parameter name, port number, username, password, database URL, something like this. So think it. So suppose somebody will create a URL, that URL directly pass, guys. I'm just to select this database URL. See here, I'm not deselecting this, right? I'm selecting URL. Suppose if you prepare a query, suppose now I'm not using MySQL database. Tomorrow there is another database will come, right? So they have a URL, right? So while creating while doing something, something like URL will get it, right? In the URL will frame all the things, right? I will show you that URL also if you want. Where I did. So it might be some other workspace, I guess. It's not there here. Maybe it's some other database. Anyway, we'll see one example on that. So that time I will show you how to pass, and just we'll pass the direct URL, guys, in place of all information, right? We'll just pass that URL. That's it. Okay, so that is a configuration here about this database. After that, I kept it as a logger. I'm just displaying that logger information here. So after that, so I just hold the payload here. DB inserts a response. I'm just holding here. So generally, if the record is successfully inserted, so then it will display row, guys, row 1, mean how many rows it was inserting, it will show us clearly, right? So that was the thing I'm trying to show as a dynamically. So DB insert response I'm trying to show you people. So that was the thing I'm trying to deploy this thing. So debug as mule application. Yes. Console. Deployed successfully. So what was the copies insert? Just pause the insert guys. Skip to debug here. Okay, observe here what type of data it will return. So see this guys, it was returning integer 1 because one row got inserted, right? So from the response from the database, so we'll get 1. So if the records are not inserted, it will return 0 guys. So based on the two, sometimes we'll keep a choice kind of thing if you want to route it, right? So accordingly you can route it actually. If the database is written 1 means something positive value means some records got inserted. If written 0 records not inserted, that kind of thing you can check it in the choice router. So then I'm trying to click next level. So I'm just displaying that in the browser also. See this TP insert response equal to insert successfully 1 record guys. You can go and check in the database here. So in the persons I'm trying to insert it. Select start from persons. I don't know how many records earlier. Something got inserted guys. Because same records right. Okay. Anyway, record got inserted. That was the thing. So any questions on this as of now? Okay, if not, we'll go ahead next level. So similarly, I'm trying to show another operation guys, that is nothing but a DB update. So here is the same thing everything, so just query got changed, that's it. So in the query, I just choose operation is update guys. Operation is update. So here is the thing I'm trying to update, so whatever the record, existing record, right, I'm trying to update as a address is something silkboard 1 where person ID equal to 1 or 2. I'm trying to update it. So configuration is wise everything same guys. So once you created the configuration, every time you can use it, no need to create several times, but that will automatically come. So this one also same thing, there is not much difference. This is just simply queries change, remaining procedure same thing guys. Okay, now listener, sorry, update not upset. Okay, so DB update response one record updated. I can go back and check it. Anywhere else might be same records one notebook. Okay, so these queries are common, but so this uh, procedure is bit different guys. We'll concentrate on procedure also. SQL procedure thing, stored procedure. So through here guys, how to call the procedure thing. So here, if you see here, database same connector, database connector. Here how procedure will expect, right? It will expect some in parameter, it will return some out parameter guys. I will show how to return the procedure and all backend. So this is the way to create the procedure guys. Create procedure. So I'm trying to create a procedure in the backend. Create procedure followed by employee ID. So here if you see this procedure, so there is a in out and then out out all the parameters out parameters. First one only in out parameter guys. Here while creating the procedure in out that type of parameters here. So in means it was expecting as an input. Out means it was returning the value guys. It will return the value. So in means it will expect the from the input. So if it is in out, right, both same in out, so then it will act as a in parameter as well as out parameter guys. So that was the thing while creating the procedure, right? So this is the thing, this is a way to create the procedure actually. So here I'm not using multiple tables actually, I just call single table only. So begin we have to pass like this. First once you done this first step, right, create procedure, get employee ID is my procedure, right, procedure name. Then in that we are mentioning in out parameter and out parameter in parameter based on your requirement. How many out parameters you want, how many in parameters you are sending. That you have clearly mentioned. Apart from that remaining same guys, varchar, it's kind of string, so it's a field name, then how much length you want, that these things we have to pass it. After that we have to keep it a begin. Okay. So then here I'm trying to get the whatever the just now created and update the records, right? I'm trying to data from the persons, right? Select star from persons, where person ID equal person ID. So whatever the value you are giving input, right? So whatever the value you are giving as an input, right? So that information I'm trying to fetch from the mule software. So the procedure already I inserted in my backend. I'm trying to execute same thing here. So whatever the call procedure name 101. So wherever the 101 it was giving all the records. All employee with 101 or it is given all the records. Generally it should not give all the records. Why it was giving. Let's try to create one more record. You have to pass the delimiter guys while passing this. Okay. Okay, it's got created guys. Procedure get employee ID 1 got created. So in that first we'll insert the records. Okay, anyway records will get it, right? Select, we'll call the procedure. From the table we'll get the records guys. While executing that, right, it will pick the records from the person's table itself. So if I get only 101 records, let's see. Why it's something problem, guys. Might be primary key and all I didn't give it, but earlier I got it actually. So if you pass like this, I got exact only that much of records I got it. So let's see, I will correct it. So but procedure is same thing, guys. Like that, you have to create the procedure in backend. Once this procedure is ready, so then coming to front end, what we need to do in the front end. So this is the way, guys. So configuration is same, so because connection is same, right? So connection you have to pass the same way. So next one is here, so we have to choose the operation as a stored procedure. So previously we choose a different operation like insert and update. So similarly, so there is an option called stored procedure for only procedures, guys, for getting the information from the procedure, or else giving the information to procedure, whatever it is. So if you want to talk about procedure, then you have to choose the operation as a procedure. So then you have to choose the parameterized. So then here, so see this, guys. So this is a syntax actually, call, call call, followed by that procedure. So then here, so we have to follow this syntax. So colon we have to keep it, and then comma, and again each parameter we have to segregate with the colon, guys. Person ID, last name, first name, and address and city, guys. So these are the parameters we are passing here, right? So means total parameters. How many parameters of your this procedure, right? That many parameters we have to keep it here. So then next one is here. Uh, there is a parameter is there now. So whenever you choose the stored procedure, we'll get option like this, guys. So here we have keep on enter the values actually. There's a plus symbol is there. And if you don't want, you can remove that value there. Okay. So we can add it and we can remove it. So one by one, we will discuss. Person ID. So here is we are getting a person ID, right? Person ID we are giving in parameter, guys. Here, whenever you enter the value, that time we'll get the drop down, guys. Otherwise, it won't appear actually. Whenever you keep a mouse here, we'll get the drop down like this. In parameter and out parameter. So in and out, three values there in the drop down. In parameter, out parameter, and then in out parameter. So next one is the value is 101, right? So here I just hard coded. Generally we have to get the value from the input like that. So next one is here return type you have to mention, guys. Here also we'll get the drop down. So many things are there in this. So we have a date there, we have blob, glob, all the database it will supports actually. So now I choose as a varchar, that is nothing but a string. So remaining values are all output, guys. That is nothing but a last name is out parameter, first name is out parameter, address and city also out parameter. I'm just giving only person ID, guys. So based on the person ID, I have to get that 101. So whatever the 101 with the person ID records, right? That records I have to get it actually, right? So that's what the thing here. So here, whenever you choose the stored procedure, right, we'll get automatically this window. So in that window, we have to show what are the out parameters we have to get, what are the in parameters we are giving, right? That parameters you have to pass. This is a syntax actually. Call followed by the procedure name. What are the in parameters, out parameters? We have to keep it colon. Then, so below we have to add each and every parameter. Whatever the parameter, one more thing, guys, whatever the parameter and whatever the sequence, right? Same parameter and same sequence we have to give it similarly. Otherwise it will get issue, guys. First parameter you have to give first, second parameter you have to give second, like that we have to follow the sequence also. So this is a thing actually. Here we'll get the drop down. You can see clearly whenever keep the mouse here, in and out parameter we have to tell. So whenever you tell like that, so it will identify what was that. Is that in parameter or else is that out parameter? So based on that it will take the decision, I guess. So next one is value. So here is you can pass the whatever the in parameter, right? That in parameter only you have to pass the value. Out parameter will get it, right? So next one is type you have to mention. So that's what, guys. Apart from that, everything is same. I'm just converting to object JSON after getting the output. So then I'm trying to show that output on the console itself, browser itself. Okay. So that's what the thing, guys. I'm trying to run that procedure thing. Okay. So let's try to hit the procedure. Follow procedure. So see this guys, this is the data I'm getting from the database. Once I'm getting all the records, I guess. That is leave it guys, that is a backend issue, so this is not front-end issue actually. We should get only 101 records, but I guess I didn't create the primary key, I guess, because of that only we are getting. But this is the procedure guys, this is the way you have to write that procedure, calling procedure, and again insert, update, so delete operation also similar way only. So that's what about MySQL connector. Similarly, if you want to, so just while creating a database time, you have to choose it guys, which type of database you want to connect it actually. Suppose here I'm trying to drag and drop one more connector here. Suppose here, variable scope here. In that I'm trying to drag and drop on database connector here. I will show you. It will clearly tell us what type of database you have to choose it. And just try to open it guys. Go to global elements. While creating the database, right, at that time it will clearly ask guys. Suppose I'm trying to choose database, right? See here, generic database connector guys. Here if you see, if you choose the generic database connector, see, these are bit different guys, whatever you did that one. So it's directly asking the database URL actually, database URL and then driver class name directly. If you see earlier one, whatever we did, right? So the configuration is bit different, right? Just click the plus, see here. Just click the plus. I already added and show you. That's the thing. That's why we didn't see this step. So now I am doing fresh one. That's why we are getting these options. Here is a MySQL configuration. I choose it actually. If you see here, there is a DB configuration. There is a generic database configuration, MySQL and Oracle guys. Suppose if you are using a MySQL or else Oracle, directly we have a configuration, right? So directly we have a configuration. Think like this. We are not using Oracle and MySQL, we are using some other database, right? So that we can use generic database configuration guys. So you are clear, right? So that time apart from that, suppose there is a SQL server, right? SQL server 2000 something and then Microsoft SQL server, right? So if you want to connect that, there is no specific thing, right? That time you have to go for generic database configuration guys. So that time you have to pass that, we have to prepare that URL actually. In the URL what it contains, driver name, username, password, database name, port number, everything is there in the one URL, right? That URL you have to pass it. Then what was the driver name it is, sun driver or thin driver, right? So driver name you have to pass it in the here. After that we have to keep a test connection. If it is okay, then we can go ahead next level. You guys are clear, right? So if it is a two types of things are there. If you want to use generic database connector, so that will support all the databases actually. That time directly you can pass that URL itself. So if we are connecting directly MySQL or Oracle, there is directly configuration are there, so we can use that direct configuration itself. Okay. So any questions guys as of now? Hello.
No,
Okay, so good. Okay, so if you have no questions, we'll wind up the session, guys. So we'll continue on Monday. I will share the recording session today itself. Okay. So, take care, guys. Thank you.